What is up, everybody? So I am behind on this. I do not know much extraness if they have said anything else about this. But so there was a mysterious object that hit a flight at 36,000 feet. Passenger describes terrifying moments. Which, yeah, that would be terrifying. Like, you have like some kind of like mysterious object smashed in through the plane. Like, you could see this picture here. Like, I don't want to hit play because I don't know what they're if it's gonna be like any kind of copyrightness, but you can see like whatever hit it right here completely shattered that plane glass, and then here like it shattered all the way across, so that's pretty crazy. So United Air flight from Denver to Los Angeles made an emergency landing in Salt Lake City after an unidentified object struck the cockpit windshield, injuring the pilot. All passengers and crew were safely rebooked on another flight to Los Angeles while the damaged aircraft remains grounded for inspection. Yeah, I would say it would be, like not allowed to go anything if it has no front windshield. The NTSB is investigating the incident, focused on what caused the windshield damage and analyzing data from the flight. Yeah, because that is pretty insane, just randomly have something just like smash into the front of your windshield of an aircraft. Like, that would be terrifying. A United Airlines flight from Denver to Los Angeles turned, how do you say that, harrowing? Thursday morning when an unidentified object is believed to have struck the cockpit windshield at 36,000 feet near Moab, Utah. I don't know if I said that right. Injuring the pilot and promoting a emergency landing in Salt Lake City. United Airlines Flight 1093, a Boeing 737 MAX carrying 134 passengers and 6 crew members. So there was like 140 people on that plane. Was cruising when the impact cracked one layer of the aircraft's multi-layered windshield, leaving the pilot with scratches and bruises. Passenger Heather Ramsey, who spoke exclusively with Fox 11, was recording the sunrise when chaos erupted. Could you imagine like recording, like something that would like be like really amazing to look at, and then just like have like a rock or who knows what hit the plane and like ruin it? That'd be insane, terrifying, everything all in one, bro. One flight attendant raised her voice and told the other, "Get back, get to the back of the aircraft, stop service," Ramsey said. Moments later, the pilot announced over the intercom, "Unfortunately, we have some bad news. The aircraft has collided with an object." The plane descended 10,000 feet rapidly, diverting to Salt Lake City International Airport. "I was just looking out the window thinking we could go down at any time. It was really scary," Ramsey said. "We were all holding our breath until the very end. You could definitely feel the tension on the whole air." Oh, I bet. I didn't finish my sentence before I just said, "Oh, I bet." I feel the tension on the entire aircraft. But yeah, I bet. Like, I bet you that the whole aircraft was like butt clenched, laid, or not really laid in the seat, but like stuck to their seat. Like, I don't know if I want to say praying or if I like hoping that they're like nothing happens. Like, like I guess it's the same thing, but you know. I would just looked at, I already read that. A photo shared widely on X, viewed millions of times, shows the pilot's injured arm and the cracked windshield with glass shards scattered in the cockpit. United Airlines noted that aircraft windshields are designed to function safely even if one layer sustains damage. That's insane for it to have cracked through the whole windshield. Like, because like it says there, there's supposed to be at least a layer to keep it, which you would expect airplanes to have strong enough windshields because like they're going at like knots basically, like flying through the air. Like so something that's moving that fast would have to have pretty enforced like windows, walls, everything. Because That's pretty fast. Hey, let's see. Come on now. How fast do Boeing planes go at top speed? I'm just kind of curious. To 706 miles per hour. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty fast. So you would have to be sure that you have like some good safety measures or whatever on them planes with them windshields. United Airlines issued the following statement on Thursday. United Flight 1093 landed safely in Salt Lake City to address damage of its multi-layered windshield. We arranged for other aircraft to take customers to Los Angeles later that day, and our maintenance team is working on the return of the aircraft to service. The airline directed further inquiries to the National Transport Safety Board. All passengers safely deplaned in Salt Lake City and rebooked on another flight. So about 6 hours later, I mean, I I bet you these people were glad that it was 6 hours later and it just wasn't no hours later, because they could have just fell straight from the sky, which would have been way worse. So it's good to see that it landed. It was able to like make it where it needed to, so then it didn't have to be way worse than this. Like hopefully the pilot is good and all that now. It said he had a broken arm, I think. Hopefully he's recovering well. Like as of now, I don't think anybody else got hurt or injured. Probably just shook up. So, like that's good. Whatever that people aren't that nobody like lost their lives compare or in for it. Blah, blah, blah. My bad, everybody. My brain's just all over the world right now. What hit the plane? The object that hit the aircraft nearly 7 miles above ground remains unidentified. That seems a little high for a bird, Ramsey said. People are saying scrap metal. It could be space debris, drones. It could be, like a big old like piece of scrap metal could have came from the outside of the planet because I I don't know how many people realize this, but there is like a lot of like space debris that just kind of floats around our planet, like so like something could have hit it and could have literally sent it into the right section of the atmosphere to be pulling it to the ground, and glass versus metal's gonna win. So it possibly could have been, like some kind of space debris. I don't think a drone would have done that. I mean, possibly. Like, like I just don't know if a drone would do that much, like that type of damage. Space debris, I could definitely see, because it's a lot of it's metal, and like I said, metal versus glass, metal always wins. Pilot praise for composure. Despite visible injuries, the pilot safely landed the aircraft, earning praise from passengers. The pilot did a phenomenal job both manning the aircraft and keeping composure, Ramsey said. I just want to give props to him. Yeah, that's huge props. Like he was injured at like 13,000 feet in the air, and he still was able to bring the aircraft down and land it and not hurt and or injure anybody else. That's a pilot right there. These are the type of pilots that I want to make sure that are flying my planes. People that like I mean, yes, I understand. He was injured, but he still did his job and made sure that nobody else got injured on his clock, which is amazing. The damaged Boeing 737 MAX 8 remains grounded in Salt Lake City. Obviously, like they have to figure out what happened. They can't just replace it. They have to figure out what hit it. Like they have to keep everything the way it was when it was landed so they can finish their investigation to find out what's going on. The aircraft emphasized the safety of basically 140 people, so that's pretty good. The investigation continues with the NTSB's findings expected to shed light on high altitude mystery, which, if they do eventually figure out like what actually hit, which let's look real quick. Did they find out what hit the plane that had to land in Salt Lake City. Let's see. Yes, the object that hit the. It says it's still under investigation. I don't know why you say yes. You lied, Google or Bing, whatever this is. The object that hit it. So the pilot described the object as space debris, but this has not been confirmed, and the investigation is ongoing to determine the exact nature of the object that struck the plane. So, okay, so yeah, like we still do not know as of now of me making this video. I don't. What are with all these other planes? I want to just see. So this is the plane, I guess that its track like it went up to go out and leave, and it came right back. Or is this a different one? I don't know. Like I don't know why they don't have like this picture or whatever for us to see. There we go. So yeah, look at that. That's a massive, massive like hit right there. Shattered this whole thing. Like there was nothing left of this. Dang, that's insane. I didn't know they had windshield wipers on them, to be fair. But I mean, I guess you would need windshield wipers, so then you could see, like if it's raining. But yeah, I didn't realize that planes had windshield wipers. That's something new for me to learn. But yeah, that's insane. Like that lady said, huge props to this guy that was flying this. Like, good job being able to land it. Like, even though injured, like that's huge plus. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think hit the plane. Do you guys think it was a UFO? You think it was just some space debris? What do you guys think? Let me know, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.